welcome back to A Tale of Two Bumps.
We are so excited to have our cute little mommies on the show today.
Hi.
Our beautiful moms are in town for our Mom's View baby shower, and we thought this was a great opportunity to have them on A Tale of Two Bumps.
Mm-hmm. When you're growing up, you don't necessarily think to ask your mom about what her birthing experience was like, but now that I'm a first-time mom, I find that I've been reaching out to her more than ever for advice. Whether or not she gives it to me is a different story.
We love that all of you have shown our moms so much love as well, and we have received several questions for them from you guys, so we thought this would be a perfect opportunity to answer some of them today.
You ready, Mom?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right.
Ready for those questions.
We received this question on Instagram from Mexiflower, who asks, how has seeing your daughter pregnant reminded you of your own pregnancies?
I was so sick with you. I threw up every single day the whole time. So seeing you a little bit sick is payback. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. But that's probably what reminds me because it was bad.
Yeah.
For me, I blocked out all of my pregnancies and I can't remember anything. So it's all new to me.
Didn't you say with Arash you gained, that's my brother.
Oh yeah, I gained like 60 pounds. With Arash, my first, and I looked like a wall, as many people commented. Yeah, it's great.
A wall?
Yeah, a wall. I had a blue dress. I had a giant blue dress, and I went to visit one of my friends who hadn't seen me in a long time, and she just looked at me and said, "Oh my God, you look like a wall coming at me." So I was like,
horrible.
Oh man.
Didn't you
so
say?
big deal.
Yeah, I know, it's hard to.
I'm not a wall anymore.
Right.
You're not a wall, you're a little twig,
Don't
Mom.
say
You're
that
so
to
cute.
Right. She also wanted to ask, we would love to hear stories of baby Kaylee and baby Sharzad.
You cried like the first 2 weeks straight, I think. And I was so young. I remember the first time I had you alone, I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do with you?
What do I do now?
Yeah, so I went to my mom so she could help me. And I was bound and determined that I wasn't going to go get her for help because I needed to be a mom and do my job.
I'm opposite of that. I'm like, anyone who wants to help me, you know.
Yeah, but then you was really good. You slept through the night soon, and you was really good after that. Maybe it was
When
my
Sharzad was little, my main story that I remember that illustrates how stubborn she was and how independent. She was like 2, and I had her and her older brother at the Atlanta airport. I was changing planes. So I was carrying her, and I had my little toddler son, and Sharzad flung herself out of my arms, got on the floor, hands and knees, started banging her head on the floor and screaming. The whole gate cleared out. Nobody stayed around me. She did that for like 10 minutes. We boarded the plane, and it was one of those big jets with 5 seats in the middle and 3 on each side.
Yeah.
Nobody sat next to me. It was, when the
that
days
was well
went planned. Yeah, and then she went to sleep like 10 minutes into the flight, and I had 5 seats for the 3 of us. So that was good.
You're welcome,
Good job.
Mom.
You were a little stubborn.
Your stubbornness paid off.
Yes.
Yeah, you were a
You
little.
just let me bash my head on the...
Yeah, I have lots of stories to illustrate that.
Didn't you tell us the other day on the Mom's View that she once left you at a store?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then my brother
not in a
saved
store.
my life.
No, you wouldn't
I thought
come.
It was the grocery
We'd be
store.
walking along.
Yeah. Or
So
just
we'd
in
be
general.
walking along, and she'd just sit down. She's like, I'm not going to go anywhere anymore. So she'd be sitting down, and I was getting so frustrated at this. So I said to my son, we're going to leave her. We're going to leave her. Let's just start walking away. So we walked away, and she didn't even care. She was like waiting far in the background, and then my son started crying and said, we can't leave her, Mom. We got to go back.
Thanks, Broski.
We went back. We got her.
I love that story. It was so funny because it reminds me so much of my daughter. My little girl is very stubborn.
Yeah.
But I need to get some advice from you about what to do because it sounds like you figured it out.
Yeah, just leave them. That's right, she'll learn. But it didn't really upset her. She didn't learn the lesson that I wanted her to learn. So
She's like, oh, she came back.
yeah, it didn't
And you
work.
couldn't really leave me, Mom.
No,
So funny. All right, one more part to this question, and this is for you. What similarities do you see in Braylee and Gage that remind you of me when I was their age?
You were probably more shy, like Gage a little bit. Not quite as outgoing as Braylee.
Right. I always wonder, where did Braylee come from?
Yeah,
She's so outgoing.
yeah, because you was pretty shy for quite a while. So you probably remind me more of Gage a little bit.
Yeah. I even think that now, Gage and I have similar personalities. We're both homebodies, like to hang out at home. I think Braylee actually reminds me of Tasha which is my little sister. They have similar personalities in a lot of ways.
similar.
Although I guess Tasha was a little bit stubborn
Oh,
when she was.
yeah, a little bit. A lot.
Yeah. So she probably reminds us more of Tasha,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
so fun. And Tasha is like the most wonderful person.
They're kind of
So,
old souls
Yeah.
in little bodies.
yeah, I love that.
Valeria Pink asked our moms on Instagram, how did you find out your daughters were pregnant? Mumsy?
Well, you called me up and you asked me, what are you doing in April? And of course I didn't know. And then you told me why. I
said-
shouldn't be busy. What?
I said, hey mom, what you doing this April? And you were like, oh, I don't know, probably like spring break and going to Florida to see my dad and this and that. And I was like, how do you feel about being a granny? And you were like, are you serious? And then I think you started like laughing like yay and just got excited. But I used that line on my brother, sister, dad, on everybody. I was like, what are you guys doing around April?
I love
Did
that.
anybody figure it out before
No.
you?
No.
No,
don't
not
think
at
I would
all.
have either.
Yeah.
It's too weird of a question.
I'm a little slow.
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't know how else to say it. I just didn't want to blurt out and be like, I'm having a baby.
That would have been good too.
Yeah.
I love that you did that. I
Yeah.
think that that's so cute.
I wanted to like tell everybody in person, but I didn't get to.
Yeah.
Michael got to tell his parents in person. So,
Yeah.
so that's that. How did Kaylee tell you the first time?
With Braylee.
You were kind of nervous because I had said, whatever you do, just be married for a couple years so it's just you guys before
Right.
you bring a baby into it. And she got pregnant fast.
Yeah.
Not on purpose.
So I think he was a little bit nervous to tell me.
I think I
but
was just like, I'm pregnant.
I was excited. But her dad said, whatever you do, don't make me a grandpa before I turn 40.
40.
And
He was 39.
yeah,
Oh,
didn't
wow.
make it.
It was close.
Yeah,
It was close.
But I
It's not my fault that they're so young.
yes, it is.
That was not my fault. It was their fault.
What about with the other two? Or like, what about this with this latest one?
You remember with Gage?
We were out in the barn doing the sheep for the fair,
Yeah.
was it? And Braylee sat there for I don't know how long in a little shirt
long
that said, I'm a big sister.
Oh.
And it took forever.
Finally, I was
Finally, I'm
like, did anyone see Braylee's shirt?
I didn't see it before
I
that.
don't-
I thought I noticed it before that.
Yeah.
That's a cute way
That
to
is
do
It
it.
was really
excellent.
cute.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys.
If you're aware and notice.
And so
But
she
there was
had
so
to
much
point
going
out
on.
the shirt. She had to point out
I
the
thought
shirt
so,
to you.
but
I think I noticed it about the same time as she said something.
and then with this one, it was so hard to keep it a secret because you knew we were trying.
Well, I just had a feeling. I kept saying, are you pregnant? I'm pretty sure you're pregnant. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
If you don't know this about me, I'm a terrible liar, especially in person. So it's a good thing it was just over the phone. So you would ask me if I was pregnant, and I would just try to change the subject
Totally change
because
the subject.
I couldn't be like, no, I'm not pregnant.
It's just like
'Cause she'd
bad
be like,
karma to
yes,
say
you
that or
are.
something. Yeah.
Why you didn't want to tell your mom
I'm a
first?
terrible liar. Well, I wanted
She
to
was
wait a
trying
little
to-
while, and we were going home to visit, and so I wanted to be there in person.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I remember
To,
that.
to
Yeah,
tell
because
them.
we were all, it was the picture that you put on Instagram and stuff with the bun in the oven.
I love that.
And
I
we were
love
all
that photo.
sitting, the whole family was sitting there, and I think you sent it to all of us at the same time, and then no one looked at their phone.
And I told my little sister Tasha so that she could record it for us.
Yeah.
And so she was sitting there, and we were all like, "Why isn't it going through?"
And I think I kind of started to cry, because
Yeah.
the first thing that came into my mind was, she's going to have it, and she's not going to be home.
Aww.
And
We'll be back. We'll be
Yeah.
back this summer.
So,
Yeah.
Well, I
That's a good
remember
way.
you wanted to kind of keep it a secret, and you told me and Shireen.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to keep it a secret because you wanted to wait a
Yeah.
while. And then I remember right after you told us, like Shireen said, all her friends were saying, "So when's Sharzad going to get pregnant?" And then she
Yeah.
wouldn't know what to do. Yeah, because she had a secret.
I
then.
know, I
She didn't
know.
So
wanna
how
keep
long
a
did you
secret
know
either.
before you told everyone?
You knew like at
Couple
least 3
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I waited until
Yeah.
the big
You
announcement on the
were-
Mom's
you
View.
did
Yeah.
such a good job waiting.
That was actually really stressful, and I would not recommend doing that again. I did it for the big announcement on the Mom's View, but in reality, I hate keeping secrets, and it's just not in my personality type. I'm just open, and especially with something like this, I did want to tell everybody, especially when I found out you were
Yeah.
having a baby, and I was like, I just want to tell Kaylee so bad, but I know we're gonna film the episode, so I just gotta wait. And that was, actually, it created a lot of anxiety, and I felt like a liar, and I felt like a bad person. And I was
my
like,
gosh.
I
She
just
was stressed.
can't wait to get this out there and, you know, just have everybody know. So
I mean, that reveal though was amazing.
it was amazing, and it was totally worth it.
I loved that episode, and your guys' faces on that
Yeah.
episode of the month.
So
it
excited. I
was
remember when that popped up. I was like,
I
was
was
beautiful.
It was
I loved
yeah.
that.
It gives me
Yeah.
like chills and tears when I watch it. I'm like, that was such a great day. So it was
was
worth
cool.
the like 3 weeks of stress or whatever. But it is so fun to like shout it from the rooftops,
Right.
especially when it's something you're really excited about, something you want. You know,
We
and you're
never
like
did anything
prepared.
fun like that when
Yeah. How'd you tell
we
your
got
mom?
pregnant.
I
Did you
just
ever
called
do
them up and said, "So I'm pregnant," and they said, "Oh, really?"
Everyone knew because I was
Yay.
sick, so it wasn't. I really couldn't hide it.
Victoria Tweets asked us on Twitter, name the funniest memory of your daughter. Come visit the Cayman Islands with the babies. And so,
Yes,
okay.
please. Can we
sounds
stay
like
with
a
you?
great idea.
Yeah,
I
we're
think
there.
you should take us.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
okay,
Well,
yeah, sure.
we're all coming.
Yeah, so you have enough room for us? Yeah, we're there.
Me too.
What was the question again?
Funniest memory.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Funniest story about your daughter.
There's so many funny memories. I was just thinking when I saw that question that I was remembering a wild party you had in high school. We had gone away for the weekend.
Oh, I know what
So
you're
of course I didn't know there was a party
Yeah.
or anything. But we come back and the house is spotless.
That should be the
There's
first
no
sign.
garbage anywhere in the house. There's nothing in the house, and so I'm looking around. Wow, pretty clean house here.
Like, I should
We've been
go
gone
more
for
often.
3 days, 4 days.
Yeah.
You're like 17 or 16 or something, and looking all around, and I happened to be standing by this doorway, and I just reached up. There was a beer bottle cap. A bottle cap. Busted. Yeah. No, I just thought that was funny. There was no garbage in the garbage cans. There was.
That
There's
should have been the
always
first
they
one.
just got busted from one bottle cap.
I know, I totally remember that. But you weren't mad though, because your flowers didn't get ruined and the garbage.
Nothing was broken.
Yeah,
But then later, my friends in the neighborhood were calling. Wow, we heard a lot of music, and the cops came to your house. What was going on? And
Oh, wow.
yeah, no,
You
wild
weren't getting
parties.
away with that party. But at least you got your house cleaned.
Yes,
So,
yes.
that's
And
worth
the
it
garbage
if you can
gone.
get that. Right.
Yeah. That was
So
pretty
rule
funny.
number 1, team, if you're gonna throw a wild party, you better clean that up and check the weird places
Yeah,
for
check the
The
door
weirdest
jams
places.
for those
Or
people.
how about like
cans.
tell people don't shove garbage in weird places.
Yeah, I know. I don't know who was
It's
like
some-
drinking a brewski
Yeah, it was some
and then like
spaced out guy.
He's like,
Put it up there.
totally blew my cover. I blame it on a guy. I don't know why.
Right,
It's
of course.
definitely
Because
guy.
a girl would
Girls
never
hang
do
out
that.
with their arms up above
Yeah.
the door jam.
Yeah.
I don't know why my arm was up above the door
What
jam.
are you doing
Like of
wrong?
all places to just reach up.
Something's telling me to
Checking
go
for dust.
right up here. Ah, yes,
So
busted.
funny.
I couldn't really think of one, but when you were younger, you told the truth to everyone. And so I'd see her get that look like, you know, and I'd hold my breath. I'm like, what is she going to say? And she would say really extremely embarrassing things to people. So it always kept things interesting.
Well, you taught me well. Now I keep my mouth shut. Do you ever see that look in my face anymore? I'm looking at someone like,
My kids always have the liar face. I'll say, that is the liar face.
That's
My
good,
kids
you
were
can
good
spot it.
liars.
We were really good liars.
well, I'm not a good liar. I'm the worst liar.
I can't really lie anymore, but I was really good at it in high school and junior high.
Yeah, you sure were.
I think I thought I was good at it in high school.
Yeah, you didn't get
There's probably a
caught
lot
till
I
way
still
later.
don't know, so you probably were better
I think you
than
know.
I am.
No, you know everything. My mom could find out anything.
Well, that's because I said it hasn't been that long since I was doing those things, and so, you know, I knew what all the tricks were because it hadn't been
you
that
were
long.
right there
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
You can always tell what.
That
go
you were
ahead.
lying? Well, kind of, but
Not
you were good
lying
liars.
necessarily.
Well, there were just so many coming at me all the time.
Sorry,
I only
Mommy.
figured
And you
out some.
threatened your sisters, like, with their lives if they told on you.
I know, and isn't it funny? Like, what was I really gonna do? Like, Tasha could have
worked.
like beat me down.
Yeah.
When you were little, you'd play school. She'd set up like all her dolls in little desks in a row, and I saw her playing school teacher. And then when the student was bad, she'd throw him down the laundry chute, or I found a doll once with her head under the back tire of my car. And I said, "What's your doll doing there?" She was a bad student, Mom, so I was supposed to back out and crush her.
Oh my
I do remember you
You would rush. They made a haunted house for me once, and they tore off all the Barbie heads and made all of heads. And I would
must be
crawl through
something
their
kids
little
like
tent.
to do.
Yeah.
I loved my Barbies way too much to take them apart, but
was
I
thinking it
used to
was
have
you.
to like make Tasha play Barbies with me, and she was like, "Yeah, right."
Maybe that's why she stuck them in the fridge.
My little sister would take the Barbies apart and put them in the fridge.
Wanted to preserve them.
Preserving her parts for future Barbie surgeries.
Kids are hilarious. It's so funny what they do. I laugh at my kids all the time. Like, what makes you think to do that?
Ariel Moore asked us on Facebook, Grammy Sammy, how excited are you for grandbaby butler number 3? Is it just as exciting as when Kaylee was pregnant with Braylee?
I'm very excited because
Yeah.
I know how bad too Kaylee wanted to get pregnant, so I'm really excited. But I don't think anything can top the first one when you're the grandma for the very first time. I remember after Kaylee had her, she was so tired. Casey was tired, and they fell asleep. And I just sat in the rocking chair with her for hours and rocked her, and thought, I never thought I could love something as much as my own kids.
Yeah.
But you do, and I think I just have a special bond with her, and probably always will. But I am very excited for this one.
sweet.
It's been a long time, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
we're
babies.
ready for some babies in our family.
None of your siblings have kids, right? Oh, okay. So all the grandbabies belong
I
to
could
this
just
one.
spoil them.
Yes.
She does a good job at that.
Oh, cool. And then I have a question for you. Is this your, well, I mean, I know the answer to this, but she wants to know, is this your first grandbaby? And what are you most excited about and anything you're nervous about?
Yes, and I am obviously super excited. It is definitely my first little grandbaby, little Idris, and I guess I'm excited to count his little toes and count his fingers and smell his fresh baby smell. And
Are you going to play with them, Mom? We need to get
What
you
do
in.
you think?
We need to get you in a granny training program. Maybe you can hang out with Kaylee's mom.
I know how to play. I know.
It's
Yes, I'm gonna
natural.
play.
It's just natural.
Actually, you were really good with a baby the other day. Everybody else held this little baby, including me, and it started screaming. And I was like, oh no, babies hate me already. And then my mom took the baby and was just like walking around and looking in the mirror and being really cute with
Yeah.
the baby. And the baby didn't scream with anybody. I mean,
With me,
With
yeah.
you. She screamed with everybody else but
See,
you.
I don't need
You have the
training.
touch.
Oh, yeah.
So I
I
guess
can
you're
do
good.
it. I
You're
can be a
rigorous.
grandma.
Well, you guys, that is it for our show. Thank you so much for watching.
We're really excited that our moms were here today. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Mommy.
That was
It was
fun.
If you guys have any questions for us, leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Mom's View so you can see all of our new shows when they come out.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.